Hear that roar of thunder, hear those tires scream. He's every boy's hero, every lady's dream. Flying down the highway heading west in a streak of black light called the Bandit Express. Look out, the bandit's coming, tires screaming, engine humming. Looks like the bandit's on the move. Look out, the bandit's coming, bet your money and warn no women. Tell those smokies all to take a rest, 'cause they'll never get the Bandit Express.
600 litres, $1,200. That's why bananas cost so much. Good morning, guys and girls. Gear would help. Welcome back to Canberra. Welcome to vlog 25. Milestone, probably not. Quarter of a century, whatever. We're still going along. Oh, phone call. Morning, mate. About 15 away. Yeah, right out, no worries. Alright, see you, mate. I suppose I should fill you in on what's been going on this morning. Obviously, my happiness back in the office at the start of the video was because I got a cream run. Oh, I had a cream run, but nothing, no other drops, no martins. But unfortunately, just then I had to pick up a pallet of boxes of bread for Jugiong bakery, so I'll be going there and to the light on, probably can't see me. I'll be going there to drop 6 boxes of bread off, and might check the menu out while I'm there. Try something a bit different to Tarcutta this week. I'll see if I can find an alternative to Tarcutta this week anyway. But thanks for joining me. As I've stated before, if this is your first video, thanks for watching, thanks for clicking play. I would appreciate the thumbs up and all the other jargon that's spouted by everyone on YouTube. Bottom line, I just hope you enjoy, you find some enjoyment in the videos. So it's a bit drizzly, a little bit of drizzle here and there this morning in Canberra. Hopefully not as bad as last week anyway, so I haven't got my raincoat. If it's bad, I'm going to be in trouble. But that's our first drop done. I only took a couple of things off there, so nice and light. You've got to be careful coming up. You can get around the B doubles quick and easy going uphill, but you've got to make sure, keep on top of going downhill as well so you don't trip the point-to-point cameras. But we'll get this light off, get out of here on the road and get trucking, get around to our second drop, which by the sounds of it we might be able to get straight into, and the cream's just going to keep on rising to the top, as they say, and hopefully straightforward, quick day. If it is, we might be able to venture off the Hume onto the old Highway 31 at some point as well, but we'll find out what happens in a few minutes, I suppose. second drop done. It's nice and early. Might cut through the city this morning. It's a tad dangerous when I don't go through as often as daily. More so because if there's any road closures or something, they'll have signs up a week or a few days before. I haven't been through there yet for the last 3 days, so surely there might be something for the upcoming long weekend, but that's for Monday, so I don't think it should be closed today. So that's the problem with Canberra. You got these nice big dual carriageway streets, but if there's a road closed and you got to get off them, it can get a bit tricky. Both with the size or tightness of the road and the overhanging trees. Like everywhere else, they do love their greenery here, and they don't like pruning it. So, but we'll head through the city anyway, and then down to Jugiong. As I said earlier, no Yass, no Bunnings to pick up there. So next stop, Jugiong, and maybe some food. Change of plans. Nice big conga line of traffic trying to get off there, which means we'll be delayed getting through the first set of traffic lights. So we're going the long way. We're falling into autumn now. All the elm trees and the poplars have mostly dropped their leaves, apart from some that are still yellow. Oh, push biker. I can't move over. Idiots. Anyway, you seen this route last week, even though it was pouring rain. So I'll shut the camera off, and we'll get down the road a bit and get into Jugiong. come back. Rightio, let's go deliver some bread. Good old Jugiong. More bread. Alright, so that was a little bit of the long track bakery here in Jugiong. Denim has lots off, we don't need them on. As I've mentioned before, as you've seen before, we did have one viewer comment in the dealing with fatigue video about maybe having some better coffee on the road. Yeah, as I said in that reply, if I was doing overnight and that sort of stuff, I'd have a full kitchen set up and everything in here. But luckily for me, she's a day shift, even though it's through the night. It's a day shift job, so don't need all the extravagance on board. So, not bad coffee. Last time I was here, I ordered a coffee. Oh, you poor bugger. Full driving an SVU. The cafe, and they don't do sandwiches and salad rolls takeaway. Anyway, so they've got they had a menu at the front. I had a quick look at it, and they do toasties, which is another favourite. And I was only thinking about the salad roll in the last video. Food looks so much better on a plate as soon as it's packaged, whether it's... No, mate. If as soon as you package food, it just seems to lose that luster and that appeal. They gave it to me in a box, which definitely a plus. And then inside, we have our two toasties. Now, I think as a general, an entry point or general price across the board, your bottom is McDonald's with, I think they're $4.50. They don't taste the best and they're on some weird bread. Tarcutta used to do them for about $6.50, and I think at Cooler Bar Cafe at Yass at the Ampole there, they were I think they were $8, $8.50 or something for a toasty, which when you think about it, bread, cheese, tomato, ham, you're probably paying too much. But $9. So me $20 for car show I mentioned way back in one of the Jugiong drops isn't too far off, but what sort of puts this up $9 above the Cooler Bar $8.51 is the fact, or it's said, roasted tomato and cheddar cheese in it. It just looks like normal ham, but it's probably because it was just cooked. But even though it's just cooked, I can see, I can bite through the bread. A lot of the times you get toasted sandwiches, especially as it's been in the bain-marie for half a day, the crusts are solid. Yeah, crusts are solid. The cheese is run out, and because it's just either cheap sliced cheese or processed cheese, it runs out of the sandwich while it's hot, then sets like glue to the paper, and you're eating paper with your sandwich half the time, which isn't tasty. So anyway, I'm gonna put the lid back on this and get going because I've had my 15-minute break. I need to hit the road. Thank you again to channel members for allowing me to do this and show you some of the food on the road that isn't BP box sandwiches or McDonald's. But I'm going to get into that before it gets too cold. Even with that $9 toasty, it's only $1 cheaper than a salad roll from Tarcutta, but you are getting a lot more in a salad roll, which is a shame. But anyway, at least it's better than the $15 hamburger from there. So we'll get out of our little cubby hole here. It's not really the place you feel comfortable standing there with a high-vis jumper and a beanie on either, especially when you've got, I dare say, a lot of the staff are probably from the other store in Canberra that have moved here to run it. But anyway, there she goes. Bucket that up, didn't I? Alright, we're going up the hill. We're going to climb out of Jugiong and keep heading south. toasted sandwich might have been one of the best toasted sandwiches I've ever eaten. It was excellent. The roast tomato, they actually roast tomato and put in before they cook the sandwich. The flavour in that was spectacular. And also you'll see in the video where I do a quick walk around covertly, they do a lot of in-house sauces and chutneys and that there, and they had this tomato relish or chutney in it. And again, the $9 is a hard pill to swallow, but it was definitely worth it. If you're going north or south and need to pull over, Long Track Bakery in Jugiong, there is areas you can park a truck, not in front of the building, but down a little bit where you see me pull over to reverse in. You can park a truck there. Yeah, absolutely divine. And I suppose while I got you too, I've had a couple of people try and call me up again, get half a conversation, and then I don't hear anything. So I'd love to know what you're hearing. I've had the fascia off. I've done whatever I can to the UHF. I've got a couple old TRX. Oh, it's getting saggy. A couple old TX 4400s. Whatever the number is, the older UHFs anyway at home. That I might bring one to work and just swap the unit out and see. It's definitely frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you. It's pain. Oh, we're getting lopsided again. rough Hume Highway. Bumpy. So we're going to keep on heading south, and it'll be a quick unload. I've only got the one steel crate to take off, so I'll see you back at the yard. Quickly before I go as well, just a heads up for those that are trying to call out to me on the UHF if you see me. The company's purchased a couple of new trucks, so both trucks that go to Canberra now are black. The telltale with mine, I've got the square light bars in the bull bar itself, whereas the other Canberra truck's got a set of the big round, I think they're 7-inch Kings LED spotlights on the bull bar. So that's how you can tell the two apart. If you're calling out to the other driver, he might not know what you're talking about. So just a heads up with that. There's I'm not as unique in Black Beauty now as I have been in the past. So hello.
Yeah, mate.
Good man, good. Couple hanging around up there for you.
No worries, yeah, that's all good. Back to over anyway.
No worries, man. You have a good day. And you wouldn't have got the end of that. If you got the end of that conversation, let me know. That's about the range I've got. So anyway, we're running a little bit ahead of schedule, so I thought we'd get off at Holbrook. I've shown you most of the other places that got bypassed by the Hume, but Holbrook's one of the last. I think it was 2013 when the bypass finally opened. Another one of the bypasses I worked on when Abbey Group was here doing it. So we had, I remember taking the floating off the road there to offload excavators and equipment. Like Jugiong, the old highway does come nearly out to the freeway there, and they could have easily left that section open for truck parking or whatever else as a rest area, because from Little Billabong to Blue Metal there's no rest areas on the southbound side or the northbound side, to be honest. So this is where it would have come back on here. It would have been about a year or two ago that the big AMP pole on the north side of town here was demolished. Same thing, you used to have truck parking out there too, and they've still got access to the pad at the back. And it's probably just a good thing that it hasn't been used that much, that it isn't full of potholes and all the pavement hasn't broken up out the back there. But so yeah, Holbrook. I think I mentioned in the last video about parking and it being anti-truck. We notice here, once the bypass went in, all the way along the main drag here, they've planted trees, they've put these little traffic islands in. I remember back in the day coming through here at night time, and there'd be lines of trucks either side of the road here, whether they're stopping for their brakes. Toilet, you've got the submarine here in the park, public toilets. Not looking too busy today, but that's the HMAS Otway there, or a copy of it. Probably one of the main things Holbrook's known for. But unlike a lot of the other towns, I don't know if it's just because of its proximity to Albury, or the submarine, like the hotels, the pubs, most of the businesses are all still here and open. It's not a ghost town like Jugiong and parts of Gundagai and Tarcutta especially. So that's the Holbrook, one of the Holbrook bakeries there. That's the main one that used to exist. I remember going in there and getting lunch when we were working on site. Same thing here. It's all parallel parking. No hope of getting a truck here. I remember I used to, when I was banking, National Bank's closed. When I used to use that bank, you'd pull over there just so you're in walking distance, but obviously you can't do that anymore. And even when I started this job and was doing the Wagga Wagga run, 9 times out of 10 you'd end up coming back here to Holbrook. You'd have a package for the Holden dealer here, or ex-Holden dealer here. There'd be grog on for a couple of the pubs, normally a pallet for the IJ at the top of town, and Nutrient Ag or Elders there as well. So used to come in here every day when I was doing the Wagga run before Canberra started. And to the tyre shop down here. But yeah, for the most part, it hasn't changed a lot since the bypass. Sort of one major change, as the north AMP pole got bulldozed and shut down, this bottom AMP pole here got built just after the bypass went through. I should also mention Holbrook Chinese. When I was working for Woolies, doing the DC run and coming back from Cooma and that, now every day I'd stop there at 12 o'clock, up past 12, and get Holbrook Chinese. There was a carryover from when we're working on site, we'd come and get Chinese for lunch every day. It's just expensive, but so yeah, there's only a couple of trucks parked there, one tipper and a dog at the fuel gantries, but it's just a pain. There should be a slip lane. They haven't got a lot of space there, which there's plenty of space they could have built it on, but they've just made it compact. There should be a slip lane there that you can get past the Bowsers into the parking area, but unfortunately it doesn't have that. And now this oversize has got back ahead of us. Yummy, great. So anyway, that was Holbrook. As I said, I've shown you most of the other towns that bypassed by when the Hume got duplicated, but Holbrook was one of those ones that hasn't yet. That I haven't shown you yet. week. Might do it next week or the week after. We'll get off at the bottom of Mount Raven and go up and go through Womargaba, because I haven't been through there since it was bypassed at all. So that'd be interesting. See what Womargaba's like, and then the old deviation around through the back of Bona and the boomerang factory. The old boomerang factory used to be there, which I'm sure a lot of the old truckies that travelled to Hume would well and truly know about. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining me for another week. Thanks once again to channel members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.